Hello and welcome to the tutorial on how to build, manage, maintain and expand the power management system. I have uploaded the design on the Rastinity website, so I'm going to go through the build phase very fast. If you need to study it, you can do so via the website. Now, let's start by placing every component up. Now let's hook everything up. You need to set this branch at 1, this at 3, and this is the total required power. Let's say it's 10 for now. We are going to go through the details in a bit. As you can see, this is a system that can be set up very quickly if you know what you're doing. Now, let's see an example of it in this simulated environment. On the bottom left side, we have the combined power from our power production facilities. Currently, we have only a perfectly placed wind turbine there that produces 57 power. The counter there is not required. It just shows the pass-through, just so we know how much power we produce. On the right side, we have the combined output of the batteries. We have two large batteries in the system. These batteries are charged through this OR switch here, and we use a splitter to distribute the power evenly to each battery. This system only powers a fridge currently, as demonstrated here, that requires 5 power. The total power required is through this master branch here, which is currently set to 5 power, which is the fridge. What the system does is basically it checks if we have enough power in the production facilities to sustain the whole base. If we have, then everything goes through the system from the power production facilities, and the rest of it goes to the batteries. The batteries themselves are idle. In this case, we produce currently 61 power, now 62. 5 of that power goes to the fridge and the rest of it goes to the batteries. So the batteries are constantly charged. This also saves us the 20% power we lose through the batteries. Now, if we require more power, in this example, let's say we require 100 power, then the 62 power currently produced by the wind turbine goes straight to the batteries, and then the batteries sustain the whole system. Now, during a raid, if the raiders destroy the batteries, that will not harm the system by the amount you are imagining, because the power producers will sustain their base however they can. The weak point of the system is if the raiders find the system here and they destroy it, the whole base loses power. Of course, on the normal system, if the raiders find the batteries, it results to the same thing. So I advise you to place this system on the safest place in the base. Now, let's say here that we make a mistake, that instead of 5, which is required by the fridge, we put 7. As you see, we have excess power here, 2, and this is illustrated by the siren that I place for demonstrative purposes. Now let's fix that mistake here, and let's show you how to expand the system. Let's say you need to power this turret here. You place a branch down, and now you need to increase the power required by 10 because of the turret. So 5 plus 10 is 15. We now require a total of 15 power. And as you see here, we have now enough power to power the turret. This can of course be furtherly expanded as long as you need, and as long as you put more power production facilities, more solar panels, more wind turbines. Now, for this to be efficiently during a raid, you need to prioritize the input and output of the branches here. So the leftmost branch here is the top priority, and the last one is the least priority. So the turret needs to be at the first place and the fridge at the second place. So let's switch these things up and also manage the power accordingly here. Just because in a raid, if they destroy the batteries, the power production facilities may not have enough power to sustain everything, and they will prioritize the first branch, then the second branch, and so on and so forth. Thank you for watching this.